Hi, welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So, in today's video, we're going to be looking at the week of February 8th through the 14th for our weekly tarot card reading for all the earth signs. So, that would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So, let's see what's going on for you, earth signs, for this upcoming week, getting into the middle of February already. So, as usual, please take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, because there'll be a lot of earth signs watching this. So, it might resonate with you all the way through, it might not. And also, please hit that like button. So, this will go out to other earth signs that need to see this message. When you hit the like button, it helps YouTube to send it out to more people. And also, please hit subscribe so that you get future videos I put out. So, I sometimes I do special videos talking about like spiritual topics or spiritual things, and then sometimes, I do special readings, of course. So if you're a subscriber, you'll get all that. And I do appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. So let's see what's going on. What is the energy for the earth signs for the week of February 8th through 14th, 2026? What is the energy for the earth signs? Okay, let's see what's going on. All right, Page of Wands. Okay, that was in the previous reading. Wheel of Fortune, the Hierophant. Okay. Eight of Wands, Two of Swords. Oh, Three of Swords, Five of Pentacles. Hmm. Okay, this is definitely, I'm feeling, a love situation for you, Earth signs. You are dealing with like a committed relationship. So it could be a marriage or a long-term, relationship. You don't have to be married, but like I'm feeling strongly that this, for a lot of you, this would be marriage. You're dealing with that, like a very committed relationship in the past. And it's been difficult. It hasn't been a good relationship, and it hasn't been a good relationship for quite some time. But from what I'm seeing in the cards is that it's time to leave that behind. So that's in the past. You've been dealing with this situation, marriage type, or have, like seriously committed relationship in the past. And you're in this Page of Wands. So it's like you're ready to move forward out of this situation. Out of this, like, but it's like you're just starting to like really kind of get your ducks in a row to get out of this situation. So maybe you're just now speaking to lawyers about, what your options are, and, how a divorce would work. So it's like you're just taking the very first steps of it. I feel like I'm hearing you're being very pushed by the divine and by like your spirit guides and, higher dimensionals. It's like you're being very pushed because your contract with this person is up, and it's time to move on. And you feel that, like, intuitively you're feeling that, like, it's time to leave this behind. And it hasn't been an easy relationship. It hasn't been like a healthy, happy relationship for a long time. It's been stressful. But it's like the divine is basically saying, now it's time to like leave that relationship behind. It's time for you to move on, because this change is destined for you. It's fated and destined for this relationship that you're in to end, and to be able to go into a new phase of your life, a new chapter of your life. It's like the contract with that person has come to an end, and it's fated and destined for you to move on. And you feel that intuitively, like you're feeling this pull, like it's time to move on. It's basically what I keep hearing. It's time to move on. And you're feeling that. And you're feeling it because, you probably have some other contracts, or there's, you have a mission to fulfill, or something on the earth that you need to do. And being in this relationship is interfering with it, because the contract is ended. So by you staying in the relationship, it's interfering with what you need to do next. And that's why you're feeling pushed to leave. There is going to be communication coming in, messages coming in. And it's going to be, I'm hearing it's good. It's like messages are going to come in that about this relationship that you're leaving. And it's going to help you to like move more out the door. So let's just say, hypothetically, that maybe you're in the marriage and you find out that your partner has been unfaithful and you get messages that they haven't been faithful to you. And so that's kind of solidifying your belief and your desire to leave. It's kind of making you more willing to walk out the door, if that makes sense. Or maybe you get messages that they've been dishonest about maybe their employment or about finances or doing something that, is rather sneaky behind your back. But I feel like you get some messages that come in that kind of help you to like, if you're feeling a little bit reserved about leaving and you're still kind of dragging your feet, whatever these messages are, it's like it's going to kind of put a fire under your feet to go, if that makes sense. Like, no, you're going to, any doubts, that's what I'm trying to say. Any doubts that you might have are going to go poof. You're not going to be held back by doubts anymore. So in the near future, this is very interesting. It's like you're kind of in this wait pause, like the universe is telling you to wait, because I think, well, before we get into that, because this is your current energy, earth signs. So it's like this information comes in and you have to wait in the near future, because this is current energy, right? You have to wait in the near future and process what this message is. So like, say you do find out that they betrayed you in some way, maybe with another person or whatever. It's like, it's going to take you a while to kind of like process that and work through that information. So it's kind of like, once you hear that information, it's going to kick you into this pause and wait, because the universe wants you to just hold and kind of process that, because you have to do a little bit of healing. But you are going to get through it, but it might like stall things for a little bit, just, as you try to process that information. So what's really interesting is there is going to be, like, I'm getting into the advice cards now. There is going to be loss. There could be financial loss. Like if it's a marriage, there could be financial loss going on as you split up assets. You might have to get a job making more money, or if you have been unemployed, a stay-at-home parent or something, you might have to get employment. So there is going to be some things that you're going to lose. But what I'm hearing is they're telling me, even though you're going to lose some things, there's going to be so much more to gain. So it's like what you're going to gain in the future by leaving this situation is definitely going to offset what you're losing. So there might be some immediate loss, but in the long run, it's going to be better for you to be out of that relationship, if that makes sense. And the other advice card I have is, this is interesting. I've got the 3 of Swords. So there definitely has been heartbreak. That's why I'm thinking this is going to kind of be a woozy, these messages, and it's going to cause a lot of heartbreak. Like if you find out that your partner has been lying to you, doing stuff behind your back, it puts you into this heartbreak. So you've been dealing with heartbreak, and maybe you already know that they've been doing those things, and that's partly why the relationship, needs to end. But maybe you get word, like say, maybe you get clarification or proof that, they didn't do, or maybe you find out they did more than what you thought. Like maybe what you knew in the past was just a tip of the iceberg, and then you find out all this more stuff, right? That you didn't know about that they did. But there's definitely a level of heartbreak here. And whenever you have a relationship, even if it's not a healthy, good relationship, whenever it comes to an end, a relationship, there's always a level of heartbreak there, even if it wasn't there's always like a little level of grief that you have to go through, even if it wasn't, a very positive relationship. It's like there's still a little bit of grief and heartbreak that goes into that. And it's like heartbreak for what you wanted. Like it's like a heartbreak of the realization that what you wanted with this person didn't transpire or it didn't turn into the relationship you wanted with them. So a lot of that heartbreak is like letting go of the ideals that you've had that never transpired in this relationship. Like maybe you had high expectations of this relationship and it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. And there's a level of heartbreak in like dealing with that fact, right? Dealing with the truth of that. But so in the near future, and I feel like when you hear this, because this should be happening in the current energy. If it hasn't already happened, it's coming in like now or very soon. But I think it's going to push you into this hold off and wait type of energy. Because it's like you need to process, you need to process what you found out. You need to give yourself, time to like, you're getting out of the relationship, but you need to give yourself time. And like I said, maybe you do have to change employment or find a new place to live or, so there's a process of the emotional part of it, but then there's also, it's going to take time to offset the losses that are going to occur with the end of this relationship. So you're kind of dealing with the emotional pain of it, but then also, the more secular, tangible things that might be a loss. But even though this might be a hard time for you, Earth signs, and I feel like it is, what they're directing me to is to keep telling you that the wheel of fortune is turning. So you might be having a hard moment in presently getting out of this situation, and it's been stressful and the heartbreak and everything you're dealing with and the loss. But it's like they're telling me that you will be blessed and that your spirit team is there to help you. And they are helping you like behind the stress, behind the scenes. Like you don't see them helping you, but they are very much on your side and they're helping you get through this because you have to get through this because it's fated and destined for you to move into, a new phase of your life, which does not include this relationship. Like this relationship has to end so that you can go into that next phase. So they're going to help you through it. So even if you feel very alone, you're not. They're telling me to make sure that you get like a support system around you, whether it's family members, friends, people that can help you kind of be your rock and anchor during this time that can help you through it. And also they're saying, don't be afraid to ask the divine for help, to ask the angels, archangels, your spirit guides. They're all here to help you and guide you, and they will help you through this because what they're showing me like down the road. So like they're pointing down the year, like in the future, like I'm seeing like a calendar, 26, 27, 28, that things in the future, it's like the future is going to be so much brighter than what you had to deal with and put up with in this relationship. And you're going to have to go through, like immediate losses and, all that to get there. But when you get there, it's going to be so much better. And they're telling me to tell you to stay focused on that, to help you get through the current moment of it being kind of hard, It's like stay focused on what's coming in the future, which is going to be a lot better once you get out of this situation fully. So that's what I have for you, Earth signs. Pretty deep reading, but just hang in there and just stay focused on, down the road because it's all going to work out for you, even if it doesn't feel that way right now, but it is all going to work out in your best interest. So just, keep that mindset. So that's what I have for you, Earth signs. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.